Hello, good evening, and welcome back. This is why people who are accused of crimes should not have their names or information released until they are found guilty and sentenced. Because if they are falsely accused, then they should not have their information released. They should remain anonymous because they, of course, have not done anything wrong. Or at least they are not prosecuted because there is still reasonable doubt. And the way that our legal system is set up is the idea is that it's better for 10 guilty men to go free than for one innocent man to suffer. However, by allowing people to know who's been accused, the innocent still suffer. As we see here, how John Leslie went from squeaky clean blue Peter presenter to being dogged by scandals, including false Ulrike Johnson rape claim and threesome sex tape with Abby Titmus. And his lifestyle, he was the party man. He really was. He was around. He'd give people bear hugs. He was, of course, found with cocaine, which is illegal, of course, in the UK. And yes, of course, threesome as well. And something that he said was it would be more akin to kind of the rock star lifestyle. And if he was a rock star, then they would kind of accept it. Same with his relationship with Catherine Zeta-Jones of 18 months, the one true love of his life, that you'd kind of accept it from a rock star. But of a Blue Peter presenter and then a Good Morning presenter, that surely, no, not at all. And so after this, from 2003, from the initial allegations, that really changed him. He went from trying to push the women away who were slapping him on the butt and having a great time, to then just slinking back into a shell of his former self. Because for those of you who don't know, that the latest one has been accused and finally found free of grabbing a woman's breast at a Christmas party in central London on December the 5th, 2008, who came forward because of the Me Too movement. Who this lady was, of course, has remained anonymous because apparently the accusers can keep their anonymity even though the accused don't. And yes, I agree that the accused should maintain their anonymity just like the accusers should. It should be the same for both. But, however, there definitely needs to be some sort of punishment for people who falsely accuse the accused, especially if it is made public. And there is a very simple way to do this, which is if you were to accuse somebody of it and it is found beyond reasonable doubt, and that's an important thing, that you've just fabricated it, then you should face the equal sentence that would have been handed to the person that you've accused. Because this isn't just a thing of, well, it might have happened, but there's not enough evidence to convict, and he's been found innocent, and we don't really know. Okay, he'll walk free then. As I say, better for the guilty to be free than the innocent to suffer. Okay, fine. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, so you've accused him of rape on this particular date at this particular time, and we've got evidence that you were in completely different places, and in fact, you'd never corresponded with each other, and you'd never met. So this seems to be a lie. In which case, yes. Or, we met that once, and there was you raped me then. I said, well, actually, there were witnesses, and there were people in the same building at the same time, and they were having phone calls, and we can hear that there's nothing going on in the background at the time that you say it is happening, and these witnesses say that didn't happen at all, and character witnesses as well. In which case, yeah, you might regret sex, but that's your problem. You can't then push it on somebody else and say that they raped you. Otherwise, you should be facing the same sentence as they would have got if they were convicted. Very straightforward. This is not what John Leslie is saying. No, instead, following several of these, there was separate sex allegation made to police since 2002 when he was falsely accused of raping Ulrike Johnson, and this was from a book Ulrike Johnson had written. And then, having read the book and thought, oh, I have an idea of who that might be, actually, Matthew Wright then named Leslie as the rapist and later apologised. That's it. And John Leslie, nice chap that he is, decided to not press charges or anything like that because, hey, honest mistake, he was misinformed, that's fine. He was still investigated by police, though. Let's not skip that over. And so he went from having a £380,000 a year job, a multi-millionaire owning several properties, to then losing them, and through the 2008 crash, seeing them at a loss, to now having to live in a bungalow in Scotland, doing part-time DJ work to pay the bills. That's what it's come back to. Living near to his parents who are in their 70s. That's what he has to do in order to keep the lights on and keep himself fed because of these false accusations. Obviously, no one else is going to hire him, not least because of the false accusations, but because he isn't the fun-loving presenter that he used to be, because he's been scarred a lot for these accusations. And we've seen a similar thing with Brett Kavanaugh, of course, in America, and good luck, keeping it together, and well done for holding it together as well as you have done over there, Brett. But nonetheless, what we see here, this kind of thing, surely in a supposedly equal tolerant society, should not be accepted. And so, as John Lacey says, he is just looking to get anonymity for people that are accused. And, of course, the reason that he's lost these things is with legal bills, as they say here, with a £500,000 legal bill to pay. Of course, then he had to sell his properties in the midst of the 2008 financial crash, and having to sell his Richmond house as well for $3.5 million when the crash hit, and the bank wanted its money back that he had to then let go as well. So yes, he's had a tumultuous time. He did have fun in his earlier life, but because of the false accusations, his life has been ruined for it, and it is just yet another victim. And how many more innocent men have to suffer and have to be dragged under the bus before you go, yeah, maybe something ought to change, and we're not saying harsher penalties. No, in fact, we're saying keep anonymity. If the accusers get anonymity, and quite rightly because it's going for them, then the accused should get anonymity as well until they're sentenced. If you want to take it one step further, then yes. If the accuser is found beyond reasonable doubt to have just fabricated the story, then they get the sentence of which the accused would have got if they were found guilty and convicted of the sentence. But as always, let me know down below what you guys think about this. If you think, oh, that's taking it a bit much there, Wasp, let's keep it back a bit. Or if you think, well, because rape is so difficult to prove that too many innocent people are going to go free, and now there aren't enough women who are going to come forward to try and convict these rapists that are the scum of the earth, and therefore too many of them are going to go free. Well, I think given how the legal system is set up and being different here depending on your ethnicity, don't think that's much of a problem. But either way, let me know down below. Always intrigued to hear what you guys have to say. And as always, until next time, have a good one.